welcome to a brand new LP that a lot of you have been asking for. This is Suikoden, the original. Yo, it has been a long time in the making that I decided to do this. I actually wasn't sure if I should. A lot of you know that I did play Suikoden II, and basically I did a complete walkthrough of that because I know that game extremely well, and it's one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Now, this one is actually maybe my second favorite. It falls a little short of 2. I'll go into that a little bit more as we start. But Suikoden is really good on its own. Obviously, it was the first one made in the series. It came out in Japan in 1995, I think. And then it came out in the USA 1997, I want to say. And I remember when I got my first PS1 as a gift, this actually came with it. My friend got it for me for my birthday, knew that I loved RPGs, and thought, well, this looks good, I can't go wrong. So I got them together, and let me tell you, I played a lot of this game through university, maybe skipped a few classes during university just to sit home and play this. Not kidding. As we start, I'm going to try to go through like the similarities to 2 and things like that. It'll be a little bit weird because we did play 2 first, so bear with me on that. I want to start out by saying this game did not age as well as Suikoden 2. You're going to see some graphics that maybe you're like, what is that? I'm sure the intro movie maybe had you raising a couple of eyebrows. That was really the best that they had back in the day. Like I said, this came out in 1995 in Japan, and that's pretty much what they could do with it. So maybe be a little kind to this on the graphics. It's not as nice looking as Suikoden 2. The story is good. The writing also is a little bit mistranslated, but it does make for some funny dialogue, which we will get into in a little bit. Now, like Suikoden 2, you have the intro movie where you saw a lot of the characters that we will use. Obviously, Suikoden is loosely based on a classical Chinese novel called Shui Hyushan, and the Japanese took that and kind of made it sound like a Japanese word, which is Suikoden. So it's kind of loosely based on a hero that unites 108 people together to fight either a foe or get over political unrest, things like that. Same as Suikoden 2, really. So this is where it all began. So yeah, it's very similar in a lot of ways, and then not similar in a lot of ways. I'll go through that as we start. I hope you guys like this. The other thing I wanted to say is I don't know this game as 100% as I do Suikoden 2. So if you're looking for that perfect 100% walkthrough, this may not be it. However, I will be going for the good ending in the game. We might not do 100% items, but I'll do the best I can there. Now, when we did Suikoden 2, I let you know that the canon name for the hero was Ryu. The canon name for this one is Tyr. So go ahead and do that if you want, or you can name him anything you want. It really doesn't matter at all. All right, there we are. He's so cute, Tyr, isn't he? And we're going to have some loading screens because it's, the PS1. That happens. We're going to have a lot of those, actually. Maybe a couple. I am really excited to start this. Like I said, I hope that your dreams aren't too dashed, because this isn't exactly like 2. This is where they started, and 2 made vast improvements in the game. So here we are. This is us. If you hear my controller in the background, it's because this literally doesn't work on analog. You have to use the D-pad to move around here. The analog functions do not work. If you're using an emulator, you could probably get them to work. However, at your own risk. So this is us. We start off in this beautiful castle with this dude. Hello. How are you? You can walk away from him if you want, but if you want to start the story, I recommend not doing that. Now this, you can see the graphics are a little bit lacking. The sprite work I would consider still good, but as we go on, you'll see that Suikoden 2 really made so many improvements, but there's some old charm to this game, and I hope you find out the same that I have as I played through this. So one thing you'll notice right away is we still have the portraits. Every Suikoden game has this, so anyone of note really will probably have a portrait. So if you see a picture above the text, then that's probably somebody of note that you're going to want to take notice of. Unfortunately, in Suikoden 1, they put their name directly above their speaking text. So he's not saying Tio, his name is Tio. So you're going to have to get used to that right away. What's the matter, Tyr? Are you nervous? Don't worry, the audience will be finished quickly. Now, we don't know this yet, but this is our father. They'll go through that in 2 seconds, so it's not like it's a spoiler. Just be the way you always are. The Emperor is stern. But there's nothing to be afraid of. If you'll notice, the text is very, very slow. I'm going to show you how to fix this in half a second. So what you do, after this lady comes in, you got to sit here and wait for her. Master Tio, Master Tyr, the Emperor will receive you now. Please come this way. Don't do what she says, but you got to do what she says. Unfortunately. Tio Migdal, General of the Imperial Army, and his son, Tyr Migdal. Here for an audience with the Emperor. Thanks, lady. Oh no! You're kind of forced into this scene, so we're just gonna have to go through. Oh my. Well, we're meeting the Emperor straight off. So the Emperor's name is Barbarossa. Welcome, Tio. How are things? Much as they were when we fought together in the War of Succession, Your Highness. So there is something you can do that if you do it straight, like once you start the game, if you go ahead into your menu, which is triangle, before walking towards your father, you can actually fix the text. I didn't do that because I wanted to show you what they thought default text should be in this game. It's not good. That's okay. Maybe it'll be funny. Impressive words. Do you not agree, Wendy? Indeed. They are the words of a great general. I guess maybe they thought that people would just read slow? Because the Japanese text, I will tell you, I've played the Japanese version, it's much faster. As they tend to be in these games. Tio, I'm sure you are aware of the troubling activity in the north. I think so. Would you be willing to travel there to protect the border? Sure, why not? Our disputes with the United City-States of Joustin are complicated, but with General Migdal in charge, we can rest assured. Now, if you've watched my Suikoden II Let's Play, or you know Suikoden II, the City-States of Joustin would be very familiar to you. That actually is a very prominent area in Suikoden II. The Joustin city-states in 2 include South Window, Green Hill, Muse, Two River, and the Matilda Kingdom, all of which we will not see in this game, because it takes place in a different area of the same continent. However, they do reference them, and it's part of the political unrest in the story. Oh my god, this text. Oh dear. My beloved sword Prak has brought me luck on countless occasions. I would like you to have it. Take it with you. You can speed up the text by hitting square. I'm going through all of this just so you can see, so I can make more of a walkthrough style thing for you, since I rarely do these. Thank you, Your Highness. I, Tio, swear not to disappoint you. So our dad's a famous general, pretty much. One of the 5 great generals of the Emperor, and he's being sent on a mission. This is our first time as the son meeting him. You have my blessings. Good luck, Tio. Pretty much we've come of age at this point, and we're going to start doing our own work for the city. So you're Tio's boy Tyr, quite an impressive little countenance. Listen, Tyr, would you be willing to give the Empire a helping hand while your father is protecting the northern border? Now, like Suikoden II, you have choices you can make in your answers. I'm going to tell you this right now, unfortunately, not to spoil anything, but many of your answers in Suikoden 1 do not have consequences like they do in 2. This is a much more simplified version. So you can say, I don't wanna, even though, why would you do that? Don't get in trouble. But if you did say you didn't want to, you just get some funny dialogue and it wouldn't really make much difference. I'm gonna go ahead with the standard route and say yes, because I will be role-playing this as I've never played it before, just so people that are watching that haven't seen this before don't get spoiled. You already resemble your father. I shall look forward to seeing you grow into manhood. Thanks. Thank you for your kind words, Your Highness. Commander Craze of the Imperial Guard will be Master Tyr's superior. Alright, so we're being assigned to a commander. What an attractive young man you are. Good luck to you, Tyr. Well, excuse me? Whoa. This lady's much older than us. I think we're actually supposed to be about 15 or 16. Wendy is the court magician. We'll know more about her a little bit later. Apparently she's a little sweet on us. That's okay. We had better be going, Your Highness. I'm relying on you, Tio, and Tyr, I hope your efforts will surpass your father's. Alright. Maybe they will. So pretty standard. You start off, knowing about your home state. Let's go. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. I'm going to do that a lot. This music is so nostalgic. So if you go into Triangle, you can get into your menu. Now, this menu will look similar to Suikoden II players. There's a lot missing in it, however. You can go into items. I'll go into the item system once we start. The item system is probably one of the worst aspects of this particular game. Most notably because you have to hold all of the items you're equipping, which is shown by the blue there, and then you have separate items, which are shown by white. But you cannot really share between very easily, and I'll get into that when we go a little further. The strength is pretty much what you'd expect. It shows your stats, your EXP, your power, speed, attack, skill, magic, your arm, which means like, you know, how powerful your weapon is, your defense, and your luck, and it shows the weapon you have and what level it is. A lot of that's similar. The rune. I'll go into this again when we get to it, but the Suikoden 1 rune system is much more simplified than Suikoden 2. Very easy to deal with, actually. Formation is for parties. We'll do that later. Equipment is your equipment, and setup is what we want for the game, actually. Go ahead and go to your message speed and hit fast. You'll thank me later. I can't... That was medium that we saw earlier when I let it run through. I can't imagine what slow is. I actually don't even know. So your dad's with you now. So if you wanted to, you could look all around the castle. However, there isn't too much to do here. You can talk to, like, the guards if you want and see if they say anything. The audience is over. Be off. I mean, please, be on your way. Oh, got that one right. Some of the dialogue, like I said, is very funny in this game, only because it's mistranslated to hell. I want to just warn you guys, too, by saying this game is not taken as seriously as Suikoden 2. Now, if you guys watched Suikoden 2, you remember, right? It started off with an insane tragedy. It was really kind of serious from the start, and it set the whole tone for the game. Suikoden 1 is much more lighthearted, so I will be making fun of certain events when I can. Kasim Hazil. Ah, Tio, it looks like you've brought a fine son into this world. I envy you. So obviously, if he is a portrait, he's probably going to be important later. But like Suikoden is a slow draw, we probably won't know that until it's time for him to come into play. You're embarrassing me, Kasim. Fine. So walk around with your dad. You cannot dash at this point in the game. Like I said, I'll go into that a bit later. You really can't dash in the game at all, unless you have somebody in your party with a certain rune. Sucks. But Suikoden 2 is a little bit similar. However, you can dash eventually. This is Craze's room. You'll be reporting to him starting tomorrow. Go and introduce yourself. All right. Oh, man, I don't want to. I'm going this way. The reason you do is go ahead and check this statue right over here. Shining armor. What? All right, we found 100 bits. Now, bits are like the money currency, you know, like Potch and Suikoden 2. Ha! Just look at these shiny boots. I've dreamed of joining the Imperial Guard since I was a little kid. So I guess we're joining the Imperial Guard too now, isn't that nice? Say, you're General Tio's son. Have you grown? I don't even know you. Get out of here with that. Alright, so in here is our guy that we need to talk to. This is Commander Craze. He looks like Jafar. Huh, so you're Tio's boy. What's your name? Tyr? I couldn't care less if you're the son of a great general. You'll get no special treatment here, understand? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Jeez. What a nice-looking man. Now go home. Work begins tomorrow. Report here first thing in the morning. All right. Wow. Nice guy. Can't wait to work for him. Did you introduce yourself? I must admit, I'm quite surprised that you've been assigned to such a weakling, but... Oh, well, let's get going. Oh, Daddy! Daddy laying on the burns. Gremio must be worried sick. All right, let's go. And then you'll automatically go home. I really hope you guys will give this a chance because this game is so charming and it really did set the precedence for the Suikoden games. It only went up from here. If you're looking at this and you're like, oh, this is a little bit clunky, don't worry, it's okay. It does have redeeming qualities, I swear. I will be making fun of a little bit of it, but don't worry. So we're in Gregminster. Now you'll remember in Suikoden 2, we actually don't come here until way later. But we're here now because this is really where it kind of surfaces around. Welcome home, young master. How did it go? Was everything okay? This is Gremio, our lovely little kind of, I don't want to say servant, because he's not really a servant. He's more of like a retainer to Tio, and he helped raise us. There is not much mention of Tyr's mother in this game, so we're not really going to find out too much about her, but she is gone from the story as of currently. Were you nervous in front of the Emperor? Oh, I was so worried, but I guess everything went fine. You shouldn't worry so much, Gremio. He does. He worries about us a lot. He's kind of like our mom in a way. Oh, Master Tio, I didn't notice you at all. He's also a little bit nervous, but he's a real good guy. Didn't notice me? Good grief. The only one you seem to care about is Tyr. Oh, sorry, Master Tio. By the way, young master, Ted is here to congratulate you. Oh my god, the stew, the stew! So I would say that Gremio is kind of like, he's kind of like in everything. He's a glorified housekeeper, retainer, protector, butler? Maybe not butler, maybe butler might be the wrong word. But anyway, this is your house. You can run around here and look at stuff. If you go into the kitchen where Gremio went into, you can kind of like do a little thing with him here as he's cooking. My hands are full right now. This is the most important step when you're making a stew. And you can do something silly if you want. You can pull his ears, you can tickle him. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be a little scamp. Boing. What? Stop, please. Young master, stop. Anyway, this, like I said, this is going to be a lot more lighthearted than Suikoden II, but it's full of a lot of charm. Oh, there's someone sleeping in here. Hello? He's sleeping. There's Pan. We'll meet him a little bit later. Scare him or leave him alone? I'm not going to scare him. I wouldn't do that. It's so rude. Oh, Gremio, where's my supper? Say, it's young master. Back already? How was your audience with the Emperor? It was great. He kind of looked like Jafar a little bit, but, you know, I wasn't really going to say anything to his face. Young master, how many times do I have to tell you? Please knock before entering the room of a lady. Oh, I'm sorry, Cleo. Oh, well, you can be forgiven if it's my room, I suppose. So how was your audience with the Emperor? Were you nervous? So Pan and Cleo are like other retainers of Master Tio. They're kind of soldiers that live here with us. We'll get into that a little bit later. Now, before you go upstairs to start the storyline, one thing I suggest you do is actually leave. And I'm going to give you these little hints and tips as I go without spoilers. But just trust me on this. One thing you're going to do is walk around Gregminster if you like, but the thing you really want to do before you start the story is go into the item shop, which is marked by that little bottle that we saw, and talk to the item shop owner. And then when you do that, you can see a bunch of stuff that you could buy if you want, which is really only 2 things right now in the item shop. It goes up as you go. So medicine and antitoxin are here. You don't need to buy any of it. You're actually carrying medicine with you automatically. And these are connected, so you can just go right over here and talk to the armory as well. Now, if you want, you can buy something here. I think there's things we can actually equip. I'm going to go into the reason why you want to do this later, but I will go ahead and say that whenever you see a new item shop and armory, you want to go and look at them. You have to look at their inventory. That's going to be very important for later. So we have typical like RPG fair stuff here, a bandana, a headband. We could buy that. If it goes green for your name, it means it's better than what you already have. We could do a robe, which isn't good, a tunic, or a leather coat, which is nice. If you want to outfit your hero now, you can go ahead and do that. I might actually do. So what you do is you buy it and it puts it in your inventory, unfortunately. Suikoden 1 does not have a system in place where you can just auto-equip, which really sucks, and I'm going to show you why. If I had to make one real critical thing about this, it's the inventory system. It's bad. If you've ever played Earthbound, it's actually a lot like that. So what you have to do here is go into equipment. Equipment is going to show you what you're wearing currently. You can go to the piece you want to change, and then go down to the piece, and you can see it has one more defense. So we're going to go ahead and equip the headband, and we're going to change the tunic for the leather coat. Now, there's really no saying how bad this is until you actually see it in action. Since we only have one person, it's actually quite easy to deal with. Now, those are still, the old things are still stuck in your inventory. If you look at the items that Tyr is carrying, there they are. They're just sitting there, and they're taking up room. As you can see, if we left it now, Tyr would only have 2 more item slots left. So he would fill up really fast. So we're going to sell those items right here. You can sell at any armory, which is nice. Just sell the things you don't need. Keep that medicine, don't sell that. And you do get a little bit of your money back, which is nice. But like I said, when you see a new place, you want to go ahead and... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to open the door. The doors here are really fussy. You have to be exactly in the middle, and you have to be right, like, once you get even close to them, they open. This right here is a rune shop. You can see by the little circle rune. Runes are extremely different in Suikoden 1. In 2, you could buy the runes at a rune shop. or find them on like the map or in a dungeon. In Suikoden 1, you can only buy runes at an item shop or find them, in dungeons or on the maps. Drops by enemies, treasure, chests, things of that nature. But the rune shop itself does only 2 things. It attaches and it removes, and that's it. That's all it does. So you can attach or remove a rune here, and that is all. I'll go into that a little bit more later. So this is our town, Gregminster. Like I said, in Suikoden 2, this is like one of the end game areas. So it's nice to see that we're actually starting out here. This is going to be a little bit of a different walkthrough because we're going to be referencing a game that takes place maybe 5 to 6 years after these events. So it might be a little bit weird at first, but we'll get through it. So you can walk around here if you want. You can talk to these people, but they really don't have very much interesting to say.
They say they're excellent blacksmiths in Lendenkamp. A friend of mine brags about the blade he had sharpened there. Maybe I should go there to have my sword sharpened.
Blah, blah, blah. Typical RPG stuff. This is an appraiser here with the magnifying glass. Like Suikoden 2, this has like an antique system. There will be times when you find drops of things that have like a question mark in front of them, which means they need to be appraised to find out what they are. You can't sell them until they are appraised, but you can actually use them for things later. Here's a fancy mansion here. You can walk around here all day if you want, and you can find some actual characters that you'll meet later here. We already talked to Kazim, which is one of the characters we'll meet later, but you can actually talk to this guy now too.
Oh, this outfit is nice, but of course the colors on this one match better. Young man, which do you like?
I like the first one.
Say, aren't you Tio's boy? Of course, you're Tio. I was called by the Emperor, and of course I must show him my exquisite taste in clothes.
Wow, he's very fancy. We'll meet him later. Again, if you please, guys, if you have played this before, please don't put any spoilers in the comments. I know what's going to happen in this game and all the events, but I'm going to be LPing it as I don't know them, so I can tell the story for the people that don't know. So that's typically how I do these things. Alright, once you've looked at the item shop and the armory, there really isn't anything else for you to do. You can just go back. Also, that music is extremely loud. Oh, here's our lovely home thing. It's so nice. Go upstairs to progress the story. And here's our friend Ted.
Yo, I heard the news, Tyr. You met the Emperor, didn't you? Tell me all about it, please.
Let's go up to your room, okay? Tell me all about the Emperor right now. So there's our buddy Ted. He's joining our entourage. So when that happens, like Suikoden 2, you can go into your menu and you can see that Ted is now with you and you get that little jingle. So you can look at like his equipment and his stuff as well. Formation still comes into play, but not until you have a full party, and we'll go through that later. If you've seen Suikoden 2, you know exactly what that is. So, it says, actually, oh, you know what? Let me talk about something really quick. At this point in the game, there is a game-breaking sequence that you can perform if you want to get a little bit ahead. You can either go by yourself before you meet Ted, or you can take Ted with you to either get a prosperity rune, or I think it's called, what's the other one? Oh, the fortune rune. Okay, so the fortune rune is extra EXP. You would attach it to yourself or someone on your party. And prosperity is for extra money per battle. Typically, you wouldn't be able to get these until, like, end game. But there is a game-breaking sequence that a lot of people know about that you can do right now. I think if you take Ted through Mount Tigerwolf now to Saturday, you can get the Fortune Rune. And if you go alone without Ted before meeting him here, you could go to the same place and get the Prosperity Rune. However, you'd be going alone to a very high-level area, and it's very likely that you get killed over and over. So you have to save scum to try to get there. Since it's game-breaking, we're not going to be doing that, but I know probably somebody would ask about, oh, did you know the secret that you can go right now to go get a really good rune? Yeah, we're not going to do that. I just wanted to let you know that I am aware that it's there, and if you wanted to do that for ease of your own playing, if you've never played before or something, you can do that. There's walkthroughs on how to do it, but it is time-consuming and really difficult, so just putting that out there. Okay, so when he says go up to your room, he really means the room right here. It's not going up anywhere. Please let me join your entourage. I owe so much to Master Tio, who adopted me when I was an orphan, and I want to return the favor, okay? So basically, he's asking now if he could join you to do your work for the Imperial Guard. And why not? He's our friend, right? We should let him join.
Gee, I don't know.
Don't do that. I mean, you can be a dick if you want and get different dialogue, but, you know, he's going to join you regardless.
Great, I knew you were a good friend. Now for more important matters, what kind of man was the Emperor? Oh, and tell me about Windy, the court magician. Was she beautiful?
Yeah, she seemed to be very pretty. I think she actually likes me a little bit.
Come on, tell me everything.
And so we do.
I see. I'm sure I would like to see Windy in person.
Yeah, she was quite pretty.
Hey, Tyr, I really don't know how to tell you this, but,
What's wrong, Ted? Looks like dinner's starting.
Say, Tyr, there's something I want to tell you. Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, sure, friend, of course.
Can you promise not to tell anyone what I'm about to tell you?
Yeah, sure, we're buddies, right?
Young master, Ted, supper is ready.
Oh, I guess we have to go eat.
Hey, it's time to eat. Let's go, Tyr. We can talk some other time.
Alright. Let's go. This is all automatic. You don't do anything here. We're gonna go ahead and sit down. Once you come in here, you have control of yourself, so you can talk to people if you want.
Gremio, you've prepared a fine meal as usual. This is why I love visiting Tyr's house. Young master, hurry up and take your seat. Your food will go cold.
I love how they just turned around in their seat. It's just like they're standing up in it.
Wow, this is a feast. My stomach's growling.
Young master, it'll be some time before you can eat with Ted again. I suggest you enjoy this time together. Well, not necessarily, because I did tell him he could actually come with us. Is that a problem?
What's the matter? Take your seat.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm in trouble. Let's go. Just go over here and take your seat. And then it starts.
Are the glasses filled? Attention, everybody. Tomorrow morning, I must travel north. Tyr will be responsible for the household in my absence. I'd like you all to give him full support. Gremio? Yes, sir. You've taken care of Tyr since he was a baby, thanks to your efforts. He's grown into a fine youth. I'm grateful to you. But, sir, this is my job, and besides, serving young master is a pleasure for me, too.
Oh, Gremio, bless him.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope you continue to watch over him. Cleo, Pan, I'm counting on you two as well to help him protect.
Yes, Master Tio.
Of course, sir. Leave it to us. And Ted, I hope you'll always be a good friend to Tyr.
This seems a little ominous, doesn't it? Like, if Suikoden II has taught us anything, it seems like when you have these heartfelt goodbyes, something bad is going to happen. But don't worry, you guys, it's actually okay.
I'd do so even if you said otherwise, sir. Right, Tyr?
Aw, Ted's a good friend. Well, look at our lovely little family that we have here, sort of.
Enough talk, let's eat before the food gets cold. Let's raise our glasses.
Alright, this is lovely, isn't it?
To my son, to the Empire.
Alright, we have a nice meal with our family. And friends. Oh.
It looks like I won't be seeing your face for a while, Tyr. Shall I wake him up? No, let him sleep. It's not as if we'll never meet again.
Oh.
Gremio, take good care of him, won't you? I will, Master Tio.
Well, it's morning. You can stay in bed if you want to, but why would you do that? You actually can't move. You have to wait till Gremio comes in.
Oh, did I wake you up? Good morning. Listen, young master. Master Tio departed while you were sleeping. You're such a late sleeper. Today you start working as a member of the Imperial Forces. We must prepare to visit Commander Craze.
Oh, that guy again?
Oh, fine.
Alright, so Gremio's going to join you. He's going to go with you to protect. So go ahead and go downstairs. And these two are waiting for you as well.
So the next time we have a day off... hey, here he comes. You're late, young master. It's your first day on the job. I'm so excited.
He doesn't look very excited, but don't worry. Unfortunately, I think the sprite work in Suikoden 1 is good. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I think it's very charming. Obviously, Suikoden 2 improved on the sprite work like 100-fold. But, you know, it's okay. Calm down, will you? All you ever think about is fighting. Our job is to protect the young master.
I know. Now let's be on our way to the palace.
All right. So Pan and Cleo are going to join you as well. Just like Suikoden 2, you hold them in your party. If you try to leave, Ted will come as well. Hey, wait for me, Tyr. How can you leave me behind? You know you'll be lonely without me, right? Yeah. Come on, I did say you could come with us. All right, and Ted joins. Now, when you have a full party like this, obviously the first thing you want to do, if you know about Suikoden games, is to go ahead and fix the formation. This is very important. So what you're going to want to do here is look at this. Now, because this party is already automatically set up, it's not too bad. You could leave it like this if you want to. The thing I usually tend to do is just check it every once in a while to make sure. Now you can see, if you're not familiar with Suikoden games, the way this works is that there's like a letter between next to them. It says medium. The M is for medium. The S is for short. The L is for long. So basically, short, medium, and long range. Any shorts must be in the front row, or they cannot physically attack anything. The only time you wouldn't maybe do this is for a fragile magic user. If you have a magic user that's short range but can cast spells, you can put them in the back, and the spells will reach, but they won't be able to physically with their weapon hit anything. Mediums can go between the front and the back rows without a problem, and longs should stay in the back because long range people tend to be a little more fragile than the medium and the shorts, so they would want to be protected because especially in Suikoden 1, a lot of the damage is kind of up front. Suikoden 2 kind of improved that a little bit and made the damage more widespread. But with Suikoden 1, you're definitely going to want to put the longs in the back, unless you can't help it. All right. So it's our first day of work, but I think we're going to have to do that in the next one. So in the next episode, we're going to go talk to Commander Jafar and find out what kind of work he has for us. I hope it's a really cool mission, and then I'll show you the battle systems and how everything works. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this as much as I am. Barring any kind of story plot, I'm going to try to keep these around 30 to 35 minutes each, just for continuity's sake. We have a long road ahead of us, but this is a really great story, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So I'll see you for the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.